I think the reason we chose WIDA SIS is obviously WIDA, has a huge background in supporting ELL students, and we just looking at our data, it's an area we continue to struggle in supporting those students the best we possibly can. And so, as a district leadership, we said, let's definitely look at what resources WIDA has, and then WIDA SIS is this like more specific leadership kind of focused program to help us actually use those WIDA principles and practices in our schools was kind of a no-brainer. It just made a lot of sense for us to use WIDA SIS, and we loved the combination of the survey and the coaching to kind of help us, do simple things. I mean, I think especially this year, school was so overwhelming to run, and we felt like the survey, along with the Jessica's coaching, helped us to kind of hone in on some doable, practical next steps that really hopefully made an impact for kids. But we're hopeful and excited with the changes we're able to implement this year. The survey was really helpful because it was so exhaustive, and the tools to analyze the survey that WIDA SIS has in place that Jessica was able to walk us through were really great. And so I was able to hone in on what my staff really felt like they needed to be more effective with our English language learners, as well as there was some stuff in there that was more general to like my leadership and our staff culture. That was also really helpful. So we ended up, honing in and having a really great PD session. The WIDA SIS, platform allowed us to hone in and be specific. And our teachers really wanted more practical PD, and that was by far kind of one of the leading things we were able to gain from the survey. And then WIDA SIS was able to hook us up with that, pretty easily, and we were able to schedule it. The PD was excellent. A lot of my teachers said it was some of the best PD they'd received. They wished it hadn't been during a COVID year when they had so much else on their mind. We might actually want to, repeat it down the road, but they really enjoyed the PD. I think the survey and the tools for analysis in WIDA SIS were really helpful to give me some really concrete next steps as a school leader. It's definitely work we want to pick up again as a district. We know there are English language learners. We have a lot of English language learners in Leadville and in Lake County School District, and all the principals feel strongly this is an area we want to pick up on in the future. And what my teachers at the high school level really appreciated was the really practical PD, where they were taking away things that they could implement in their classrooms like in the next day. I think they're very eager to do that, especially when we have kids fully back in person. We did it in the fall when we were a mix of kind of hybrid, virtual, in person. And I think, next year when all the kids are back in person, there's a lot that teachers would love to implement. So we're excited to picking up the work again, in the future. Yeah, Jessica was our coach, and she was fantastic. She's a principal, and she spoke principal, and she understood what we were going through. And I think, especially for rural districts like us, where I'm the only high school principal, my colleagues are the only elementary principal, we sometimes just need that principal to bounce ideas off and talk to. She wasn't in a supervisory role, so we were able to be super honest, super vulnerable with like what we were struggling with. And she really was so good at gently pushing us, but being really supportive and helping us kind of come back to, what could we actually do? And what was really wonderful about Jessica is, we were in the fall trying to figure out how to do school with COVID. And so she really was good about understanding what we were facing and then bringing that back to like, well, what are some practical things you can do to support ELL students in this context, and keeping that equity lens kind of front and center as we were making decisions about how to best, offer school this year. I would highly recommend something like this, especially for rural principals. I was an urban principal previously in my career, and you had more support. You had other principals, that you could chat with, and district leadership and stuff. But we're so small. To have someone like her available as a coach and kind of mentor, and not just a supervisor, was something I really valued. And each month, principals always sort of see something in their calendar and they're like, oh man, there's so many things going on. I don't know if I can make this happen. But each month, my time with Jessica was something that I really looked forward to and valued, and every time after we meet, I'd feel better too. I'd feel like, oh, maybe I'm okay. Maybe I'm making some progress during a really challenging year. She helped us continue to support, our students in ways that I think hopefully is going to pay off down the road.